You're Sperp back with another video, and I just got out of watching The Nun 2 in IMAX, and we're gonna get into it because this movie is kind of interesting. I've always liked the Conjuring universe, even the spin-offs. Annabelle wasn't that great. Annabelle 2 was much better, and I feel like the same thing kind of happened with this movie because the first Nun, I didn't really remember it, and it wasn't received that well. And I'm still surprised that they made a second one. But I did enjoy this more than the first. It does have its issues, though. We're going to get into it. So this is following, once again, Sister Irene from the first movie. And she has to take down Valak once again because Valak is on demon time for real. And he's out to get something. And I kind of like the lore around the Nun movies as far as using the blood of Jesus to at least temporarily get Valak out of here. Obviously, if they do make a third one, it's probably going to tie more into The Conjuring 2. That's still kind of a mystery on how that came about. But Sister Irene is back, and she seems to be living like a peaceful life. We also got a new character, a bunch of new characters in here as well. Storm Reed is in this. She is kind of like the co-star. She's a new nun within this, like, I don't know what the fuck you call it, the school for nuns where they all just kind of hang out and, do things. And then we also have Maurice in here. He's back. He's a teacher slash maintenance guy at this like all girls school. We have this little girl named Sophie that attends this school. She gets constantly picked on and like bullied by these little girls that are at her school. She's pretty cool. She's not annoying or doesn't feel useless. But like I said, Valak is back, tormenting people. And I really like the opening scene of this where, right off the rip, we see Valak doing his creepy-ass shit, just looming in the shadows, taking priests, lifting them up in the air like they're, like he's Vecna, and just setting them ablaze and just causing torment and terror. And it's up to Sister Irene to finally take Valak down before he's able to get what he wants. Where there's this thing, the eyes of something, I'm drawing a blank on it. But that's pretty much how Valak gets his glowy eyes, which is is very interesting. And you know what I'm saying? We already know that he's not going to be defeated that easily, even though the stakes were high, especially toward this end of this movie where kids were getting thrown into walls. There's this one scene where Sister Irene literally gets the shit punched out of her, bro, on some anime shit. Fucking epic. And I was like, damn, how the fuck is she still getting up without any kind of bruises or anything like that? Anyways, and that being said, that's the gist of the story. The scares are a mix between very generic to there are some kind of really creative scenes. A lot of scenes were shown in the trailer, which I wish they would stop doing that. Like the magazine scene that you've seen in the trailer, that would have been cool if they never showed that in the trailer. Also with the little girls and one of their heads getting pulled into like a vent or whatever. There are some interesting surprises. There's creatures with hooves. That was really dope. I kind of want to see that in like a separate spin-off. That'd be cool. But that's where a lot my issue lies with, the predictability. Nobody really outside of like the main cast really dying. There are characters that die, and like I said, Valak is not against putting harm to children, or anything, I respect that, because if you're going to be a demon, you might as well go full demon at all times. But yeah, it's just like, if this was going to be the final Numb film, which it should have been, like the way that they set it up in the end, it would have been cool to see Valak just completely win. And it would just kind of set up The Conjuring 2. But of course, you know, Sister Irene is the hero of the story, and there's more to her character. And I'm curious to see where they go with this franchise if they decide to make a third one. It definitely seems like it's very possible. I still enjoyed this more than the first. I know I keep saying that, even though it is flawed just like the first one. This one I just got a little bit more entertainment out of, even though they could do better with the jump scares or just the timing on that. Don't put all your eggs in one basket with these trailers. Leave some room for some surprises, because with the Nun movies, I really like the aesthetics of this being in the 50s, and we get to see these old kind of buildings. It's very creepy, very dark, so it's easy for Valak to kind of like maneuver through the shadows and fuck with people, and the psychological aspect of it, of like, is there something there in the dark, or is there nothing there? And it there's a lot of missed opportunities, but I definitely think you'll still be somewhat entertained more than the first movie. With that being said, that's just my short take on this film. If you get around to watching it, let me know how you guys feel about The Nun and just the Conjuring universe as a whole. Do you like these like more over-the-top supernatural spin-off films, or do you want them to go back to like that old Conjuring 1 and 2 kind of formula? I personally like that, but I also kind of like the supernatural aspect of them kind of really leaning into it and really kind of pushing the boundaries and doing their own thing outside of the Conjuring main movies. So yeah, I will see y'all in the next one. Like I said, let me know how you feel about this movie if you get around to watching it in the comments below. I'm out. Peace.